Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. We're going to do our daily technical analysis update on gold and silver. Looks like we did get a good bounce today. I wish we would finish strong. We keep getting these black candlesticks, and what happens with a black candlestick is we open pre-market up a lot, and then we end the day lower, which means that the momentum is kind of coming back. And sometimes that usually signals that the momentum's coming back a little bit. I like to open wherever and finish at the highs where it's strong and coming back up. But it looks like gold on a daily basis came up, pulled back, and then we came back up again. And I want to show you what that looks like in the charts. So we might still have some momentum to the upside to carry us a little bit further to the upside. Again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. I think I've got this market under decent control with the housing market and the market conditions. Now, in the short term, this stuff's going to flick you all around. It's going to flip and move and twist and turn and make your stomach turn a little bit if you're in some of these volatile companies. So what I'm doing is I cost average in and I just hold on. Hold on through all this volatility. And usually when time goes by, that will show you if you're either right or wrong. And usually it does it in a big way. So let's dive in here. Look at gold and silver. I'm looking at the dollar and gold. Look at the dollar today, up almost 1%. That is incredible strength there. I think that's coming from everyone selling their bonds. You'll see it in the yields in the 10-year. Now here's gold continuous contract. We did some massive move up here. We were pulling on back, and then we broke that downtrend. Step one's to break the downtrend. Step two is a higher low. Step three is to break it. Now we're in a new uptrend. So we're actually ending the day in an uptrend, even though we pulled back quite a bit throughout that day. So it looks good. We could potentially go higher tomorrow. Let's hope that the momentum can continue into tomorrow. Now here's the dollar. Again, we're at 94.86. 94.86 is way up here. I don't know why it cut it off here. But it's way up here. We definitely are moving on higher in the dollar, at least in the short term. Here's the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield. Look at that, 9% up today in yield. Massive move off of this retest to the upside. And what I am hoping to see over time is higher rates, higher precious metals prices, and money rotating from stocks and bonds into precious metals and commodities. That is what the thesis is. That's what I think is going to happen, and that's what history has shown over time. Now, if you guys think there's going to be some massive crash, like a blowout crash, you would see yields be diving down, not going up. Yields are an indication of what the market thinks on the 10-year. If people think a crash is coming, yields would dive down. They would dive lower. They would break this support line and come diving down. If it's coming up, the likelihood of a crash is pretty minimal. And what we're seeing is this continuation pattern to the upside, not the downside, meaning that a crash is not likely and that people are worried about inflation, not about a crash or deflation. Now, looking at gold, we did break through this line. We did close above the 1835, 1837 magical level. We're at 1850. Looks like they tried selling off a little bit throughout the day, but they were not successful at pushing this thing back down. Someone's trying to contain it, but the force, the buying pressure is getting too strong for that containment. And I think things are about to blow to the upside. Doesn't mean that tomorrow will be some massive up day or anything like that. The trend will be going higher. We closed above this line. If we can close the week out strong, that'd be even better. But the trend, I think, will be upward, not downward. Silver's doing all right. Again, I wish we would finish strong instead of pulling on back here. I'd like to break above 25 and close above 25. That would be a nice, good, strong closing. We're not above it yet, but let's see if we can get up there. Platinum, again, we were coming out of the gates strong. We came out the gates hot. I was like, heck yeah, let's blow this thing to the upside. And then we kind of finished a little bit weaker. I don't like it when it comes back and leaves a wick at the top like that. But let's see what the rest of the week has in store for us. The downtrend's broken. We've got nice big buying pressure all underneath us. I think we're going to continue higher. Hopefully, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And I got to see it in the market. Doesn't matter what I hope for. We got to see it. So let's see what the buyers can bring. Copper, we're still above its downtrend line. Everything's still intact. We got to get the buyers to step in and push it on higher. Everything's still intact. Nothing's broken yet. GDX, we popped higher. We could see a little bit of downward pressure over the next couple of days for a retest if it wants to retest this. And then we'll see the move on happen higher. We're seeing that across the whole board. We got these black candlesticks, and usually that means that we could see a little down day tomorrow or something to do a little bit of a retest on all these. SILJ's got the same exact pattern. You draw a line across here, and we may do a back test tomorrow. And we're doing that across the board. EXK's got that wick at the top. But again, we popped above that resistance line. We may come back to test it and then take off. So that one looks good. Metallic minerals, my lord, that was a big kind of squeeze going on there. So that one looks good. Teuton's struggling. Again, I don't think we're going to break down. At least I don't hope. I hope so. I hope we don't break down. But it tried gapping down and then it got back up. Let's move this higher. Come on, gold. Newmont Corporation, we're right at that resistance line coming across here. So we got a lot of resistance that's trying to break through. Here's Barrick Gold, broken downtrend line, and we broke up to the upside. This is it starting a new uptrend. We could come back and retest the breakout here. So it is a new uptrend, check, but we could come back and fill the gap and then move up. So we may have a little bit, we may have, doesn't mean it will. Aftermath silver, we're putting in higher lows, and it's stepping up into this resistance line. I think this is going to break and move on up. So Aftermath silver looks good. Discovery silver, I like the move here, looking good. This is ridiculous. We went all the way down to 90 cents, and off this bottom here, that's a big move in a very short period of time. Impact silver, let me draw a trend line in here, guys. Oh, it's not going to allow me to. Let me open up. Here's the trend line coming through. We broke that trend line and we're right above it. So this looks fantastic to move on up at any point here. Franco-Nevada, we're trying to break through this resistance area. Looks like the resistance got them. A little too many sellers in the mix here, but I still think we're going to eventually work our way higher. EMX royalty finishing strong. Very nice closing. Very strong day, 2.55%. To move on higher. We just got to break this area in here to create a new uptrend from this downtrend coming down. COPX, here's the downtrend. Nothing's broken yet. We had a kind of a stronger sell-off day. Let's hope that we can find some strength here. Perhaps, I know China's slowing down some. I know they're a big consumer of copper, iron ore, and some of that. We may have to weather a short, we'll call it problem, in the short term before this stuff starts to move on up. But it still looks good. We're still above the downtrend line. We just have a lot of momentum coming at the downtrend line at the moment. Here's Copper Bank Resources, kind of a smaller copper company. I mean, everything looks good. I mean, we're a little bit high here. I don't know if I'd be buying up at this portion up here, but we're coming up. It's starting a new uptrend, and it's something that I would be holding on to. We could see this come back a little bit for a better buy point. And then NGX.V, this is NGX Minerals, a small copper company. Here's the resistance line or trend line. We broke to the upside, trying to do a little retest, and we're moving on up. But we're in an uptrend. So that looks good. Would I buy it up here? I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy it up there, but we're in an uptrend, and it's looking good. So that's what I have for today. Gold and silver, it broke to the upside, but we broke out. We closed at above critical levels. Now we got to hold above it and start moving on up. I think we'll move up quite substantially when the momentum kicks up here. And let's see if this momentum kicks up. And if it doesn't, we might pause for a little bit, kind of chill and relax for, kind of rest a little bit after breaking through that resistance zone. Now looking at copper, copper still looks okay. Doesn't look bad. Everything looks good, guys. Everything's still intact. Let's just hope it all can stay intact and we can get moving to the upside here. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.